Hello, sports fans. Merry Christmas, everyone. How we doing? I'm Cobra. And I am, of course, joined by my wonderful friends, Cat and Keith. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I would have said, "Are you ready for some football?" But football is happening now. We just had the Eagles defeating the Washington Commanders tonight. And we are having right now the Chicago Bears hosting the Green Bay Packers as we are speaking right now. So definitely we'll probably have some live updates in shortly as well. But there has been some interesting developments in the world of sports ball.
Where to begin? Where are we beginning?
In Chi-Town. We are beginning in Chicago because the Chicago Bears have decided, you know what? We're going to quit tormenting Chicago already and just say, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to Indiana.
I mean, where in Indiana? Gary?
I don't know where exactly in Indiana, but I do know they are threatening a move to Indiana.
I don't see how that's going to work. Unless they also change the name and they give Chicago a chance to bring a different team in. Don't these football teams have contracts with the city that they're in? And, because they're providing jobs and revenue.
The issue is, Kat, ownership nowadays does not feel loyalty to the area around. I mean, ask the Raiders, ask the Buffalo Bills. I hate to get loud about that, but ask the Bills because Terry Pagula threatened to move the team to Austin, Texas, if he didn't get public funding.
What? Texas?
As a power play. I wish I were kidding you.
Or, like the Colts. Oh, wait, no. They were a bunch of pansies and had to move in the middle of the night.
With a Mayflower truck. Yep.
You know what's really funny? You know what's really funny about that? I wasn't even born yet.
And
the wrath was simply handed down to me.
Mm-hmm. But the funny thing is, the Ravens won a Super Bowl faster than the Indianapolis Colts did. So, small victories.
Yes, we did. Twice. Twice.
Well, no, you guys have two. They have two. No, well,
but
they have one. They have one.
We won two Super Bowls faster than any other franchise has ever won two Super Bowls.
That is true, especially since you guys had moved from Cleveland and don't have any of their records or retired numbers, because that was restored by Tagovailoa.
Right.
So, and getting back to it.
But what would we even call them? I mean, what is the NFL without the Bears?
The Bears. They'd probably still be the Bears. All right. They'd probably, in a roundabout way, would probably still represent Chicago.
The Indiana Bears?
Nah, they would probably still call themselves Chicago.
Kind of like the Mets playing in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Calling themselves
the Jets and Giants. Jets and Giants do that. Yeah, in East Rutherford.
So stupid. Stupid.
You said the Mets, and the Mets play in Queens.
Do they play in Queens?
Yes.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought they were in New Jersey.
Nope, the Mets play in Queens.
No, the Mets Stadium is Broadway and 29th Street.
The Commanders field is in Maryland.
Yeah.
Not in DC.
No, that blame Jack Cook for that one.
Mm.
But anyhow,
Well, and
And the
and
Commanders,
yeah,
and they get a new field too. No,
yeah, they're building it on
they would
the.
have to.
They're building a new stadium on the corpse of RFK.
Yes. Yeah.
Not the one that's trying to force us to not take our vaccines.
That's not what he's doing, first of all.
Measles is back
Second of
in the
all,
market.
second of all, you told me you wouldn't talk about that on air.
Sorry. Let's not. Yeah, I tried not to, but it was you're talking about his father, not him, who
Yes.
sounds like the Marlboro Man. Sorry, full of jokes.
that sounds sensitive.
Nobody
Yep.
said they were good ones.
No. Anywho,
Back to football.
Back to the football. So another thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Joe Burrow for a minute.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, is in a bit of a crisis. He just recovered from a grade 3 turf toe, and if you looked at him on the in a recent press conference, he had an Andrew Luck moment. He said football stopped being fun. It's not fun for him. He feels like he's going to quit. This is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has been a bright spot of the Bengals, and he just the worst part about it is Joe Burrow has not played a full season of football in a couple of years. And and I know it's rough for the kid. First overall draft pick. It's tough. And what do the Bengals do? Do they roll the dice and hope that Joe Burrow stays, or do they have to trade him like they did with Carson Palmer? What's the move here?
I think they're really going to have to sit down and have a conversation about number one, his health. I saw I don't remember if it was x-rays or I watch a lot of medical kind of things, with x-rays and MRIs and all that. But I saw a whole reel where the guy was talking about turf toe. Yeah. And what happens to the tendons and the bones and the joints. It's like a form of torture.
Yeah, I mean, ask Deion Sanders about that.
I can't imagine
Deion Sanders.
I can't imagine my toe being bent to that extreme, and then it's like rubber bands that get stretched out too much, and it takes time for them to come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts real bad.
Yeah. And speaking of quarterbacks, the Miami, which definitely makes this very interesting, the Miami Dolphins have officially announced that they are benching quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Mike McDaniel has definitely lost confidence in his QB. And this is nothing to do with injuries or anything. Tua's play has not been stellar, has not been, the Tua of 2 years ago, the Tua they've been tanking for. This has not been a good season for Miami or Tagovailoa. How do you feel about this? Seriously, how do we feel about this?
I think it's about time. If it's like the NFL says, not for long.
No.
And if you're not foreign, you need to go bye-byes.
Not only that, but Tua has we've seen we've seen the posture that he has. We've seen his refusal to wear the Guardian cap, in practice and potentially in games because of his concussion issues. We know he is one hit away from his brain turning into the T-1000 after being exposed to liquid nitrogen, if that makes sense. So,
no, it does not.
You've never seen T2 Judgment Day?
No, I have not. I feel like he's had a lot of pressure put on him. I don't remember a time when Miami was good.
Dan Marino.
What?
Dan Marino.
Yeah. That was
the last time.
That was a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about when you were a baby.
I don't think Dan Marino played when I was alive. Did he? Now I'm questioning my whole timeline of events. But I don't, other than Dan Marino, I could not tell you a famous Dolphins player. He's the only one. And I feel like the Dolphins really need somebody to come in and recruit some actual talent.
Right. Not only that, but I also think that it definitely starts in the office as well. The assistant general manager was removed. Hopefully, Miami can right this ship. Oh, excuse me. But odds are unlikely. I mean, they're definitely going to lose Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And one more. By the way, we got one more news story before we get to our bold predictions, and that would definitely be Puka Nacua. So Puka Nacua is in hot water for something that he had done. Basically doing an anti-Semitic video. I wish I were kidding. He was. I don't know who he was doing it for. I personally don't care. But all I have to say to this is, Puka Nacua, you are an NFL wide receiver, aka you are an NFL player that kids look up to, and you do stupid shit like that. No, sir. Never do that again. You should apologize. You should have a game suspension, but, this is the NFL. They don't listen to us.
No.
All right.
No, they don't.
No, he should be terminated permanently.
They won't go that far.
They won't go that far.
They won't even suspend him. He probably wouldn't even get a fine.
But disciplinary action should happen, is where I'm getting
stuff like that. You can't make fun of someone's faith. I don't care which faith it is.
No.
Jewish, Christian, Islam, Buddha, whatever.
Roxyism. Anime joke. Anime joke.
Real ones.
Yeah, that's why I made an anime joke.
It just it boggles my mind. Yep. It really does. I'll sit and I'll have a debate with people all day long about faith and whatever. But you're an NFL player. Why are you making anti-Semitic comments?
Yeah. Yeah,
Are
exactly.
you not important enough on the field? Did you need to boost your ego a little bit?
That's probably what it was, because it was for.
Probably what it was.
I think it was for like an influencer or something like that, which is, the gift
Stupid.
that keeps on poisoning the well.
You
But
need to keep your 2 cents to yourself
yes,
and
Yeah.
talk about
Nobody
the
wants it.
football.
again, kids look up to you. Period. Full
Right.
stop. And we are better than this. And
Well, and here's my
and I'm not
thing.
talking about us three.
You know, what's behind
At
closed
this
doors
point-
should stay behind closed doors.
Pretty much.
Well, and at this point, we all know racism is wrong. We all know, putting down other faiths is wrong.
Mhm.
Hide that. That's not something that you need to broadcast to the world.
No.
That's yeah,
Especially
exactly.
when you got you're like an NFL player
Right.
and you got a bigger field of advantage. You shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
Correct.
No, for sure.
All
Say
right.
that in the right setting.
All right. All right, guys. Let's move forward with our
Bold
bold
predictions?
Yep. Finally. Woo. So a quick reminder to our listeners and watchers. We here at Handed Down Sports Media would like to remind you that on the hard count, we are not experts. We don't do this for a living. We're kind of idiots. We do this mainly for competing with each other, for the love of the game, and of course for comedic effect. If you do decide to gamble,
comedic effect.
Exactly. If you do decide to gamble, please gamble responsibly. And also, we are not responsible for your bad habits. Disclaimer out of the way.
Don't listen to us. You definitely go wrong.
So we're gonna make a quick bold prediction because it is live. All three of us are gonna pick this one. By the way, Green Bay and Chicago. Chicago's favored by 1.5. Cats first, Keith, and then myself. All of us up for grabs.
Did you say Green Bay was favored by 1.5?
Chicago is favored by 1.5.
And they're in Chicago.
Oh, Chicago is. You know what? I'm going to go with Chicago. I wasn't going to go with Chicago. I'm going to go with Chicago.
Keith?
Why not?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chicago because they're home.
I'm going with Chicago as well because Green Bay does not have Micah Parsons. Their defense is a little bit weaker. So that's where I'm going to go with that. So, all right. So now we get to it. Cat. We have a Tank Bowl. The Kansas City, a Tank Bowl.
Oh, a Tank Bowl.
Yep.
I thought you said a Tick Bowl.
Nope.
I was like, what is that?
Nope. Tank Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs facing off against the Tennessee Titans. That is very interesting to say, considering it's the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 3.
Yes. I don't think the Titans know where their end zone is anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and say the Chiefs because at least they know what direction they're traveling in.
Any objections? Because this is interesting. Kansas City Chiefs don't have Patrick Kermit the Frog Mahomes anymore because he blew his knee. So
which is like, I can't imagine that any injury like that. I don't care who it is. If you get an injury like that, you have my sympathies, and I'm praying for your recovery. That's his life. He can't do anything.
Yeah, well, he's got a $500 million contract, so there's that. They compare him to Tom Brady. How
Don't have
ironic.
your health. What do you actually have?
Like I said, they compare him to Tom Brady. How ironic that in year 9 of his career suffers a similar injury to Tom Brady in the same year.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, Keith.
Hit me with your best shot.
You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers facing off against the Carolina Panthers. Tampa is favored by 3. This is tough.
Ooh. They're both 7-7.
Yeah, they're fighting for the NFC South.
I'm gonna go Carolina because they're at home.
Taking Carolina with the upset. All right. And you know what? Time to summon a friend.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Because I have the world champion Pittsburgh Steelers facing off against the Detroit Kitties. Detroit's favored by 7, of course. Everyone's against the Steelers nowadays. Even you, Redbird, I see you. I see you. And I am going to definitely say I would take the... Get him out of here. I am not taking the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm taking the Detroit Lions.
Thank goodness. I was
gonna.
Moving on.
I am taking the Detroit Lions. No TJ Watt. Their defense is horrid. And Aaron Rodgers should have gone to the Vikings, as was destiny. All right, Keith. Oh, no, it's Kat.
Isn't it me?
Yep, it is you. Sorry. You have another Tank Bowl. You have the Cincinnati Bengals facing off against the Miami Dolphins. The Bengals are favored by 4.5.
Yes. I will go with the Bengals. I'm sitting here like, I can't pick Miami. There's not a chance.
Any objections? No objections. All right, Keith. You have the Los Angeles Chargers facing off against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored by 1.5.
And they're at Dallas, right?
They're at Dallas, yep.
I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers.
Another
I
upset.
object.
Kat?
I'm saying it's Cowboys.
All right, Kat is objecting for Dallas. All right. And you know what?
I'm always looking at the, who's home, who's away, and who's got 10 wins over only 6 wins.
Yep. All right. You know what? I just drew a Tank Bowl. I have the home of Aaron Rodgers, the Minnesota Vikings, facing off against the New York Derps, a.k.a. the Giants. The Vikings are favored by 2.5, and I have to take the Vikings.
How's that feel? How's that feel, Cobra?
Aaron Rodgers should have been a Viking. Everyone knows it. Sorry about that. That voice just came out of me. Okay. Kat, you have the Las Vegas Raiders facing off against the Houston Texans with the highest spread of the night. 14.5 against the Las Vegas Raiders.
So you're saying the Texans are favored
by 14.5.
I mean, I know the Raiders are not great.
They're abysmal. FYTB12. Because there's one.
You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna say the Texans are gonna cover the spread. I'm just gonna go for it.
Any objections? I'm not going to object, but I will give this warning. I have a feeling this is a trap game, but I'm not objecting.
I think Houston will win, but I don't think they're going to cover a spread.
Are you going to object to that?
I don't know.
Are you going to
object?
No, I'm not going to object.
That's just an opinion. Okay.
He's like, I'm going to save that objection.
Yep. All right. Keith, you've got a tank bowl. You've got the New York Jets facing off against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are favored by 6.5.
Take the Saints.
And the points?
Yeah, cover the spread.
All right. And as for me, I have the Buffalo Bills facing off against the Cleveland Browns. The Bills are favored by 10.5. And you know what? I am not going to take this. I am not going to fall for it this time. I say Buffalo wins, but does not cover the spread.
What happens if they do cover the spread? Do you lose a half a point?
Yes, it becomes a half a point. Because I got the team right, but it did not get the spread right. That's how that works. That's
what I thought.
And the reason why I say that is because I've played this game before. Every time the Bills had a high spread, they would not do it. So I'm going to stick with my guns on that one and say the Bills win, but don't cover the spread. Any objections before we move on? All right, Kat. You have the New England Patriots facing off against the Baltimore Ravens, and I think the spread is 7. But let me double check.
3.
Let me double check that. Because sometimes it's hard to read my writing. I might have written a 3. So it was 3. It's 3. Excuse me. Ravens
3.
favored by 3.
We're at home.
They're at Baltimore. Yep.
Okay, that makes this a little easier. I think part of the reason we're favored and up by 3 was because of our
home advantage.
Home team, but also our complete shutout that we had last week, winning, what was it, 24-0?
Yeah.
We haven't done that in like 7 years.
Right.
In forever.
Gosh. So one of two things is going to happen. Okay. This is where I'm going in my head. Lamar is either going to say, okay, I just have to play my game and we're going to beat the Patriots. Or Lamar is going to get so wrapped up in his head that he can't throw a football correctly and we're going to lose.
Or option 3.
Give me option 3.
Option 3, third quarter, he has to take a shit and he balls out.
That's also getting in your head. Haven't you ever gotten so anxious you had to poop?
he denies he had to take a shit. He said it was cramps. And I'm like, no, you had a Paul Pierce moment, Lamar. You had a Paul Pierce moment. You almost took a
It
trip
totally
to Brown. Yeah, you almost took a trip
I mean,
to
it could have
Browntown.
just been both.
Yep. But anyway.
I am going to hesitantly go with Baltimore on this. Lamar, listen to me. We're staying out of our head. We're just playing football. We are just playing football.
And I hate to do this, but I'm going to object.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Keith,
if I could object to myself, I would have, okay?
Yeah. Keith, are you joining me in the objection?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. New England wins.
Likewise. I hate to say that because I'm a Bills fan. All right. I'm a Bills fan.
It's fair.
Yeah, I'm a Bills fan. All right. I'm a Bills fan. So I'm going with New England because New England is trying to keep the AFC East title. Basically, Buffalo has to win out and New England has to lose out. And this is the tiebreaker. But I think that New England takes it in the end. I hate to say it like that, but I'm going with New England.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
Yep.
Is that the 1:00 game?
No, that's prime time. That's prime time. That's prime time.
Oh.
All right. Keith, last game on the bold predictions before we go to Monday night. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars going mile high. Smoke weed every day at Denver. Denver is favored by 3.
I'll take Denver.
He's taking Denver. All right, guys. The Sunday night football games are over. Now, all three of us are going to pick Monday Night Football. It's brought to you by our friends at Fubo TV.
Ooh.
Yep. Share screen. Yep. Fubo TV. Live sports TV without cable for $0. You can start a free trial anytime, no commitment. You can cancel anytime. As you can see, you can get live sports. You can get news. You can get TV. You can get whatever you watch. Not that. But yeah, you can get all this and more on your screen. But if you use our affiliate link in the bio, wherever you get your podcasts, you will show the channel some love. All right. Back in there. All right. Thank you, Fubo TV. So our Tank Bowl is, of course, the San Francisco 49ers facing off against Old Man River and the Indianapolis Colts. The San Francisco 49ers are favored by 5.5 points. Yeah. Kat, Keith, who have you got?
Where are they? Indianapolis?
They're in India.
Indy.
Hang on, I'm just doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo really quick.
Really?
If I had a quarter, I'd flip it, okay?
San Francisco, 10 wins, 4 losses.
Bless you.
2 away.
Bless you. Say that again, Keith. I'm sorry. We were blessing
San
your
Francisco,
wife.
10 wins, 4 losses, 4 wins, or 2 away wins.
So they're better records at home.
Yikes. Okay. I'm going to go with the Colts.
Cat's going with the upset. Keith.
I'm going with San Francisco covering the spread.
Yep. And I am going with Indy. I think Indianapolis pulls it off. All right.
Hey, would you like to pull a fast one? Just because it's Christmas coming up. 3 games on Christmas Day. And we all 3, we got Dallas and Washington, Detroit, and Denver at Kansas City.
All right. So, again, Dallas and
Washington.
Dallas and Washington, and KC and Denver.
And Detroit and Minnesota.
Detroit, Minnesota. I forgot to add those. Thank you, Keith. All right. So,
Dallas is favored by 3.5.
Dallas 3.5. All right.
Detroit by 3.5.
Detroit 3.5. What about KC and Denver?
Denver by 6.
Denver by 6. All right. Same order. Cat, Dallas, Washington.
Dallas.
All right. So Cat is definitely taking that. All right. Keith.
Detroit.
All right. Keith is taking the Detroit game. And I have no choice but to take Denver, and I'm taking Denver. All right. I am doing all that. So.
I hate to pull it, but it's a fast one. But it is their Christmas gift.
Pretty much. So that is it for the hard count. I think the last one of the year. Yeah, it is. It'll be the last one of 2025. The next one will be, of course, we'll be in 2026. And of course, special shout out to our other podcasts that appear on this
There's
channel.
one more this year.
Yeah,
it'll be. We'll have one more after Christmas.
There's one more. Yep, excuse me. I misspoke. I'm sorry about that. But we do have to thank our sponsors.
Cobra needs a calendar.
Yep. But yep, of course. We got to thank our other podcasts that appear on Handed Down Sports Media. That would be Biscuits and Penalties, our hockey podcast that we had last night. Kat and I did a pretty good job. We do recommend you take a look at that. It is up on the YouTube
By
channel.
all means, I'm learning a lot about hockey.
Pretty much. Also, tomorrow, the Handed Down Beatdown, our wrestling podcast, which will be at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. We will definitely be talking about the last match of John Cena and how we thought the finish should have gone and all that stuff. Also, appearing in coming back in 2026, we have the Lap Down with Greg Farmer, our NASCAR podcast. He just posted a TikTok video. We do have TikTok, by the way, talking about the unfortunate tragedy of Greg Biffle and his family. So that's sad to hear. And we also have the Dirt and Turf podcast getting ready for season 3. Do check that out when we get ready. And of course, we also have Passing the Pigskin, with Billy. They're wrapping things up on the Full Build 98 channel, so do check them out. Speaking of next year, we have some new podcasts coming in the works. We will reveal what's going to be happening on Tuesday night with us, with Kat, Greg, Alex, and Keith and myself. We are going to definitely break down what's going to be happening at Handed Down Sports Media on our year-end year-end, our year-end presser.
Year-end review.
Yep, our year-end review, our year-end presser. So, don't forget to check us out on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. We also have Patreon. You can become a member for as little as $1 a month. You can become a member of this fine community that loves sports and loves handing it down to the next generation. That is our goal. But I'm Cobra, and on behalf of Kat and Keith, and of course, unfortunately, my special guest was supposed to be here, but he has an apple, so he couldn't get on. Brother Mano was not here tonight, but he was coming. But we will see you on the field. Set up. See you around, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.